Hey everyone, it's Lisa Mears here. Thanks for joining me. In this video, I'll be sharing Pink and Main's February release. This release is all about spring. There are so many fun stamps, dies, stencils, there's pattern paper and foil. So I want to show it all to you today. And at the end of this video, if you stick around, I'll be using some of these products to make 2 cards. If you're interested in any of the products that you see today, be sure to check the description box of this YouTube video for product links. I always appreciate when you click on my links to make your purchases because it does help support me. So here's a look at the incentive set for February. It's called February Mug. It has some stamps and sentiments there, and if you spend $50, you will get this stamp set for free, and if you spend $75, you will get the die set for free. And I'm not sure what the expiration date is on that, so be sure to check the website for details. The next set is called Easter Fuzzies, and this is actually the stamp of the month. So if you are a club subscriber, this is the stamp of the month. All these cute little bunnies, and there's some Easter eggs. And if you are a member of the Stamp and Die Club, you will get the dies and the stamps. And these are currently now available on their website for individual purchase. The next stamp set is called Spring Peeker Places, and it has little Easter baskets or some Easter eggs. Looks like there's a little wreath at the bottom with some candy, and this set goes really well with a stamp set that Pink and Main has had for sale for a while, and that is called the Cute Peekers. So you can see that there's all these little animals, it's just their heads, and you can put them inside, for example, the wreath or the basket, like they're peeking inside of it or even outside of it. And then there's also the dies available with this stamp set. The next stamp set is a really fun Easter set. This is called Hoppy Spring. Lots of little Easter bunnies. There's some eggs and carrots. There's an Easter bunny with a balloon. We also have the spring mugs. There are 5 mugs all decked out for Easter and spring. One's shaped like an Easter egg, there's a chick, there's an Easter bunny, a flower, and one that has butterflies on it. We also have this adorable set. This is called For Peeps' Sake. This is so super cute. Lots of peeps and marshmallows. There's some s'mores. So fun. And then we also have the set that's called Bloom with Joy. You can see there's a couple little girls on there. There's lots of different flowers and sentiments. There's also this large stamp set. It's called Songbird. You can use this on an A2 size card, lots of different flowers. There's a bird in there with some music notes, and there's also a stencil that coordinates with this stamp set. So if you don't want to color it, you can use the stencil and your inks to add some color to that set. There's also some fun dies that will create borders on your cards. These are the fun shapes. You have the pointed edge with a scallop, and then there's also another curvy edge there with the matching scallop. And there's lots of stitching on these dies. You can use these in conjunction with each other to create beautiful borders on your cards. There's also the fun scallop border dies. There's a set of 4 scallops with stitching in there. So you have some small scallops, medium, larger scallops. I could also see these being used for clouds if you're creating a little scene. And then there's also the waves and scallops border dies. So you can make some waves, or you can make some hills if you're making scene cards, or you can just use these as edges on your cards. Next up are the foilable panels, and you use these with the Pink and Main cheer foil that comes in several different colors that you can add to these toner sheets. So everywhere where you see black on these sheets, that's where the foil will appear. So this one is called Easter Treats, and these are 8 4 by 5 1/4 inch panels. You can use these on the front of an A2 size card. The next one is the Critters in the Meadow foilable panels. You can see there's lots of pretty flowers, and you can see the bunny inside of that panel. And then there are 4 of those, and then there's another design here. You can see there's some critters down here in the midst of all of these flowers. That would be a really beautiful panel on a card front. Next is the Songbird foilable panels. This is actually the same design as the stamp set that I showed you earlier, and I believe, but don't quote me on this, I believe that you might be able to use the stencils to ink these up, but I will have a video coming up using this stamp and stencil set, and I'll actually be able to look and see if you're able to use that stencil on these panels. I haven't used it yet, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think you might be able to. The next one is called Leafy Background. So you can see all of the beautiful leaves that you can use as a background on a card. You can foil those up in any color you want, and that would be super pretty. Okay, next I want to show you some more foilables. These are actually part of the foil club of the month, but you can actually purchase these separately at this time. So this one is called Spring Posies. You can see all of the different flowers on those panels, and then we also have the Welcome Spring foilable kit, and this has 8 pre-printed toner sheets. These measure 8.5 by 5.5 inches, so they are a little bit larger, so if you wanted to make a larger card you can do so. There's some flowers, there's also some ladybugs. You get 2 sheets of each one. There's some dragonflies. And then there's also some sentiments, and you get 1 sheet of each of the sentiments that you see here. So lots of spring sentiments. Spring is here. Robins, sunshine, daffodils, raindrops, spring. Spring is in the air. Happy spring. So lots of different sentiments that you can foil up. So again, that is the foilable Welcome Spring foilable kit. There's also the cheer foil. This one is called Ombre Pastel. This is also part of the Foil Club subscription, but you can also purchase it separately. And then this is the Sticky Pearls, lots of different colors of pearl embellishments you can use on your cards. There's also the pattern paper pad for this month. It's called Pop Flowers. Lots of beautiful spring colors. There's beautiful pinks and blues, greens and yellows. Some of them are diagonal plaids, polka dots. There's also some little flower designs, chevron designs, and then little butterfly designs as well. So lots of beautiful colors for spring. This is a 6x6 paper pad, and you get 24 sheets. And then there's also a new embossing powder for this month called Spring Meadow. This is a beautiful embossing powder with blues and yellows and pinks in there. Really pretty. It actually looks like cotton candy. So for my cards today, I'm using the 4 Peeps Sake stamp set. I think the stamp set is so cute with all of these little peep marshmallows. So I went ahead and stamped down the entire stamp set, and I stamped it on some of the Scrapbookcom brand new heavyweight mixed media paper, and I'm coloring this up with my Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens, as well as some of my Scrapbookcom glitter pens. So that peep, I did use one of the glitter pens because I wanted it to have glitter in it, because peeps, when you look at them in person, you know that they have all of that sugar on the outside, and that's the effect that I was going for. So by using the glitter pens, they already have the glitter in them, and it was super glittery and shiny. So all of these cute little marshmallows, I did color them up with my light gray marker, and I just put it on the outside of those marshmallows and then used my Pink and Main water brush to blend that color a little towards the center, but I did want to keep those marshmallows white for the most part, so I only added the gray on the edges and kept the center without any coloring. I'm also using lots of spring colors, and the colors that I use are the same for all of the stamps. I will have a list of colors listed on my blog at lisamearsdesigns.com, so if you're interested, do take a look at the blog for the list of colors. So for these peeps, I did bring in the Scrapbookcom glitter brush markers once again to give them that sugary appearance. I think those glitter brush markers are so pretty and sparkly. I love that these peeps look like little s'mores. So I did color up the graham cracker with some of the brown color, as well as my water brush, and the chocolate drizzle, I did color that with the deep brown. Here's another cute little marshmallow with little legs, and he's holding a Easter basket with all kinds of Easter goodies inside. And I colored him with the same light gray, and then the ears, I used the sugar almond pink. This one is so cute, holding an Easter basket with all kinds of little Easter eggs and Easter bunnies within there. So a lot of these very small images, I don't even need to come in with a water brush. I can just color them up with the one zig marker and be done, because they're so small you don't even need to worry about trying to blend the colors. So again, here for the graham cracker, I am using the brown and the water brush to get some shading. These are super cute. I have one that is a little bunny with his ears poking out. And then I have another one that is an Easter chick. So for the bunny, I will color that one up with the light gray on the edges. And for the Easter chick, I am going to bring in my lemon yellow and color that one up yellow. So in addition to the light gray, I am using the sugar almond pink, which is the same color I use for the cheeks. I'll use that for the bunny's ears. And then for the chocolate, I'm coming in with the deep brown color. Again, not doing any blending with water, and just coloring it in with the marker. So here's another marshmallow that looks like a bunny with his ears, and this one is sitting in a cracked open Easter egg. I thought I'd bring in some purple, so the purple that I'm using is the English lavender. So I'll color that up and bring in my Pink and Main water brush. I am going to go over this one more time just to make it a little bit darker. And then I'm also going to bring in my lemon yellow, as well as the light green, and then I will use the sugar almond pink for the dots. There's also this little Easter basket, has a little chick and a peep. So the Scrapbook.com glitter brush markers that I'm using here is the raspberry pink, and then I also had the sunshine yellow and key lime green on the peep that has the s'mores, which is the image next to it. So I will color up the grass in the Easter basket with the light green. I have a couple little flowers there, and then the basket, I'm going to use the browns. So this is brown on the edges. I will also come in with, I believe, the sand color, which is a little bit of a lighter brown, and then I'll use my water brush to bring that all together. And then there's also a bow on this Easter basket, which I'm going to color up with the English lavender, and I'll make that bow purple. So when I finished coloring, I did die cut these images with the coordinating dies. And I'm going to use the waves and scallop border dies. I have 2 of the scallop border dies that I'm going to die cut from this flower pattern paper, and I'm just positioning them here one on top of the other and making sure that I have enough room for my stamped image to go inside of it. So you can see when it's die cut that it does put that scallop border on the top and bottom. So next I'm going to layer some white cardstock underneath that, and I want it to have the same scalloped edge. So I'm just positioning the scallop border that I used at the bottom of that piece of paper, and I taped it down to the white cardstock, and then I just placed the pattern paper inside of the scallop dies just to line it up, and then I placed the top die right above that pattern paper, and I'm going to use my mint tape to tape it down to the white cardstock, and then I'll remove the pattern paper. And what this is going to do is when I run this through the die cut machine, it's going to give me another scalloped border, but it's just going to be a little bit offset so that it layers underneath the pattern paper. So when I place the pattern paper on top, you'll be able to see a little bit of the white scalloped edge peeking from the top and bottom. So I'll go ahead and glue the pattern paper on top of the white cardstock. And then next I'm going to take out another piece of pattern paper from that Pop Flowers paper pad, and I'm just going to put this flowered scallop border across the center of that 6x6 pink pattern paper. And I'm also going to take out a stitched rectangle die, and I'm going to just tape that die down onto the pattern paper and tape this down because I want to run this through my die cut machine, and that rectangle die has stitching all around. So I want the stitching to appear on not only the scallop border that I die cut earlier, but also on that pink and white pattern paper. So after that comes out of the die cutting machine, you can see that it cuts those pieces of pattern paper to size. I'm going to go ahead and glue down that scallop border piece right in the center of the pink pattern paper. And you can also see, if you look closely, that it has stitching that flows from the pink and white pattern paper to the flowered pattern paper. If you wanted to die cut these separately, you can always do that as well. I did put foam on the back of these stamped images, and I added them to the card along with some of these pink sticky pearls. And then I also put that layer on a white A2 size card base. That is such a sweet card. I love how that turned out. So I'm going to use the rest of these stamped images on another card. This time I'm going to be using the Fun Scallop Border dies. There are 4 different size scallop borders in the set, and I'm using the second smallest one. I went ahead and die cut a piece of white cardstock. And since I want to use 2 of the dies, I have to die cut each one of them individually. So I put one at the bottom of the white cardstock, die cut it, and then I put the same die on the white cardstock again, just making sure that I had plenty of room there so that when I add these stamped images, they can be centered within those 2 scallops. So you can see that it gives you a really nice scalloped edge on both sides. I want to add a piece of pattern paper in the center of this white scallop piece of cardstock. So I'm just measuring where there is some embossed lines on that cardstock to see how big I need to cut my pattern paper. I end up cutting it to 2 inches by 6 inches, and I'm using this pink pattern paper with the butterflies on it, and it fits perfectly now inside of those scallops. I'm going to take a stitched rectangle die and die cut that scalloped border. That's going to give me stitching on both sides. And then I'm going to take that same die and I'm going to die cut a piece of pattern paper. And then I'll add the scallop border along the middle of the plaid pattern paper. I'm going to use the remaining images and add them on this scalloped border. I'm also going to be using a sentiment that says hanging with my peeps. I think that'll be so cute with all of these little marshmallows and peeps along this border. So some of the images I will be adding flat to the card, and I will be putting one of the little marshmallows up on some foam just so that he's popped up in front of some of the others. I think that'll be super cute to add a little bit of dimension. I added that to a white A2 size card base and also added some of the pearls to this card as well. So that completes my 2 cards today. I would love to hear if you had a favorite product in the Pink and Main February release, and if you did, please leave me a comment down below and let me know which product is your favorite. And if you're interested in finding out more information about any of these products, check the description box below for product links. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like videos like this and want to see more, be sure to click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.